Hello.
Good evening. Okay, so over to here it says Baruch HaMakom. Baruch Hu. Blessed is the place of the world. Hashem is called Makom, the place of the world, because he is, so to speak, the place upon which everything takes place. She'ein lepanav lo masu panim. He doesn't play favorites. Literally, there he doesn't uplift specific faces over other faces. Milfanav nogav oriotelam, and from before him a glow and light come out to the world. So the uh, what he's saying here is that it's a continuation of in the notes is a continuation of last week's. Because last week's he said that Hashem said, "Me Moshe be who rules over me tzaddik." And remember, tzaddik Moshe Yiras Elokim, and tzaddik is able to control with his fear of heaven how Hashem deals with the world. So a tzaddik Moshe B'Yas Elokim, who is a tzaddik who is able to rule with the fear of God. So restrains his Yetzer Hara. So before that he had said that this is a person who's actually mishachek atzmo b'divrei Torah, and we said it could mean that he grinds himself in Torah, or it can mean that he plays in Torah, depending on whether you put it mishachek or misachek. But in any event, this continuation of this. So here it's saying that it's not that Hashem favors the tzaddik. No, the tzaddik deserves this. There was a tzaddik. Kosh Baruch created the world for the purpose of there being righteous people, and these righteous people are since they're the intention of the world is to create righteous people. The more, the better, of course. But as many righteous people as possible. So these righteous people should have this kind of control, so to speak, over Hashem, because Hashem said, this is what I want," and he doesn't. It's not. He's not playing favorites. He's saying this is what they deserve. And from before him, this radiance, this glow, and this light comes up to the world. And from before him, the rain and the grasses come out to the world. So the evidently he's saying that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, "I bring these things to the world, even rain and grass, good things because of the tzaddikim." And in Kabbalah, but specifically, the tzaddik is called Yesod Olam. Tzaddik is called the foundation of the world, because the midah of Yesod is the midah of bringing down a conduit to bring down blessings and influence from on high to below. So even things like the rain and the grasses come to the world in the uh, in the merit of these tzaddikim, who again act in a righteous way, are to emulate Hashem in this respect. That just like Hashem is righteous, they are righteous, and they have this control. Now, it's not necessarily direct. In other words, it's not that tzaddik comes to Hashem and says, "Okay, let it rain," and it'll rain. So it could be that tzaddik doesn't even daven or concern himself directly with rain, but the rain comes down in the merit of these tzaddikim who do what they're supposed to do in the world. And it's not just so it's a light, a glow, a light, which is presumably spiritual, but also physical rain and grass comes down to the world. Schar shows tzaddikim. And this is the reward of the tzaddikim. Shemashchikim hasam divrei Torah. So again, we said mashchikim can mean they grind themselves in divrei Torah, or it can mean the shemashchikim, they make themselves happy and enjoy learning Torah. I want to say a little bit more about that, which is that the Torah is supposed to make a person happy, and if Torah makes a person happy, it means he's learning for the right reasons. Because Torah, learned for the right reasons, is Torah which makes a person happy. And that means, obviously, a person finds meaning in it. If something gives you meaning, then you're happy about it. If something doesn't give you meaning, you're not happy about it. So therefore, a Torah which is meaningful for a person, that is the special level of a tzaddik. Not just a tzaddik is a good person, but he also enjoys doing what he's doing. So again, according to if it's maschikin with a sin as opposed to mashchikin with a shin, it means a person who is enjoying being good is the purpose of creation, and he brings good to the world. Even if it says mashchikin with a shin, like it says here in front of here with the dot on the top on the right, it means a person who grinds away at Torah. He's the purpose, and Torah here just doesn't necessarily mean learning Torah, although that could be pshat. This person grinds away at at his mission in Torah, mission to Torah mitzvahs in the world. Malim Akasa, the pasuk considers them kilu hey mevim no gavar, as if they're the ones who bring that glow and that light and shamim and the rain and shoyim and the grass lo'olam. So because of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, but it's as if the tzaddik is bringing it down to the world. Chach ne'amar alav achrav. Therefore, it says afterwards in the pasuk, in this pasuk which you quoted before, from Shmuel Beis. So it says, "Our boker is shemesh," is like the light of the like the light of the morning. The sun will shine. Boker lo avos, a morning which is not cloudy. Minoga, it'll be radiant. Mimatar, from rain. Desha or and Desha Me'aretz is going to bring grass from the earth. So the radiance from the sun will bring down and the rain together, right? The sun and the rain will bring Desha Me'aretz to bring the grass from the earth. Okay, so the Amar David HaMelech, Yud Beis. That was Yud Alf, right? Amar David HaMelech, David HaMelech said, Ani agid tzikosav chasadav shel Kodesh Baruch Hu. Let me tell you the righteousness and the kindness of Hashem. Shu osei misra b'chol shah. He does with the Jews each and every hour, b'chol yom yom, each and every day. B'chol yom b'yom adam nimkar. So every day a person is sold. It's interesting language. And every day a person is redeemed. So the way he explains on the bottom is that every day a person is given over to judgment, right? In other words, a person is judged by Hashem, and every day Hashem redeems him from that judgment. How so? In the evening, the spirit of a person is taken away from him. He tells about because it's given to the master of this collateral. So this is something which we know that one of the reasons why I say Elokai Neshama in the morning is because Hashem takes part of our Neshama away from us at night, takes it up to Shemayim and he judges it, and he gives it back to us in the morning. Our consciousness is removed from us at night, goes up and is judged and is returned to us. It's given to the Baal because it sounds like it's given over to a specific Malach who's in charge of it. He brings down here a Zohar on the bottom here. People go in the evening and they give a collateral of their souls. Hashem takes all the souls of the people of the world. Time of the most, everybody tastes the taste of death at night. The sleep is called 1/60th of death. 1/60th means a taste of death. Because this is a tree of death, this idea of sleep. Uvegin, the Kolinu Nafshasa, Avagav, the Kulis Chaibel Gabe. And since all these souls, even though they all are liable, nobody doesn't sin. The Lav Kedai who Lasav Bigdon the Gabe Banashan, it's not necessarily worth Hashem's while to give the collateral back to the human being, because he's going to sin again the next day. Even the cave and the Kulis Masu Bigdina, since they're all given for safekeeping. So therefore, he gives these these neshamas is given the safekeeping back to their masters. So I'm not sure the Zohar, after having seen the Zohar, I'm not sure it adds anything to us. But the point is that Hashem every night gives us takes away. So I mean, it says in Kriyash Malamita, says "B'yadcha afkid ruchi." In your hand, I'm going to put my soul's collateral. So if it's given to Hashem directly or given to Malach, so it's not really significant, not really significant difference. The point is that the soul goes up every night and is restored in the morning. And that's a chesed of Hashem, that even though Hashem knows, I'm going to give him back the soul, he's going to sin again. Nevertheless, he gets it back. Okay, so that's the idea that Hashem redeems the soul in the morning. So it says, given every night about, because of the book of Machzina so I love, in the morning it's given back to him. Here it is, this possible. You have Chav Kiruchi, but you saw see Hashem Kelames, right? From Kriyash Malamita, the Kriyash Malam says before it goes to sleep. In your hand, I will. In your hand, I give my soul for safekeeping, and you redeem me. Hashem is the God of truth. V'chol yom yom osim lo nisim ki yotzei Mitzrayim. It's a fascinating thing. Every day, a person gets miracles as if he is somebody who went out of Egypt, which of course they saw tremendous miracles. So what does that mean? So we don't see all kinds of miracles. So he says in the body of Hashem gives a person sustenance every day. Just like he did to the people who left Egypt, that they were given the man every day. It says, Efshel Parish, you can also explain how Pima Shomer based on Pesachim, based on it says Pesachim. Kashim is on a subshal Adon Kriyas Yamsuf. It's difficult, so to speak. Obviously, for Hashem, nothing's difficult, but it's difficult to speak to provide a person's sustenance as if opening up the Red Sea. So, it says the same thing about Shidduchim, right? They're very hard, and it's very miraculous that Hashem makes Shidduchim. As we all hope happens soon. So the idea is that Hashem does miracles. We don't necessarily realize them because miracles are not necessarily obvious to us. But everything really is miraculous, whether it's a revealed miracle or a concealed miracle. It's a very well-known machlokas between the Rambam and Ramban, whether there's an idea of nature or everything is miraculous. Ram holds is an idea of nature, and the Ramban holds no, it's just hidden miracles. So he's not necessarily taking sides here. Even though he says every day they make miracles for him, it could be that he's saying that there is nature, but besides the nature, every day there are also miracles, hidden miracles. Even the Rambam, who says that such as nature, can concede the point that yes, but there are plenty of hidden miracles besides nature. And that's what he say in Modim and Shmon Esrei, Hashem does miracles for us every day. We don't necessarily recognize them. We don't know that they're happening, but there are miracles every day, right? So sometimes the very fact that a person actually can cross the street safely is a miracle. So the idea is that, or somebody like a doctor who goes to a hospital and doesn't get sick. It's also miraculous sometimes. So we don't necessarily recognize these miracles, but they are miracles. Okay. So, but and you should know, also on the other hand, people get punished every day. Like a person who's punished by his Rebbe, by his teacher, because of his wayward deeds, because of things he does wrong. So a person's supposed to realize also that things happen wrong. They're also part and parcel of a plan. The Gemara says, what's considered to be a punishment from Hashem? To what extent can somebody consider himself being punished and be happy that he's being punished in this world? So a person, the Gemara says, person sticks his hand to his pocket, he wanted to take out a quarter, and instead he takes out a dime. Or he takes out, wanted to take one coin, he takes out another coin. So that also is considered to be a form of Yisurin, a form of affliction. So, because why should not get the right coin the first time? So that's also something where a person is afflicted and punished for sins, and that's also chesed from Hashem. that the Hashem bestows this kind of uh, frustration, this kind of aggravation, and I'm talking about myself. We look at frustration, aggravation. It's just frustration, aggravation because we're small-minded people, and we resent it. But if a person actually understood that any frustration, aggravation could actually be atonement for things a person did wrong, so then they actually appreciate it. And I once, many years ago, I was giving a shir, and I said that a person who takes money to teach Torah, so according to the Rambam, he's committing according to perhaps even according to Chazal, he's committing an improper deed. The person is supposed to teach Torah for free, not supposed to take money for teaching Torah. So a woman who's in the crowd, she said, my son is a rebbe in the yeshiva, and he teaches Torah. And you're telling me that his teaching Torah, he gets punished for teaching Torah because he gets paid for teaching Torah? So there are many answers to give for that. But the answer I gave her at the time was this idea that, whatever deficit there is in taking money for teaching Torah is a relatively minor deficit compared to the big credit of teaching Torah and inspiring young people. So so it's possible that how does he atone for the sin of taking money to teach Torah as opposed to teaching Torah for free? That every time that he sticks his hand to his pocket to take out a quarter, he takes out a nickel instead. So that is an atonement for the minor deficit of being taking money for teaching Torah, at the same time that the major advantage of inspiring and teaching young people is much, much, much more greater. But there's a fundamental principle that if a person looked at the world the right way, which most of us do not, again, including myself and especially myself, then we would see frustrations and aggravations as being for our benefit, and we try and recognize the positive, miraculous aspects of our existence. Okay? So he says, okay, you should know this is true, that that he says here that everybody is given punishments according to their deeds. 974 generations before the world was created. Hever HaKadosh Baruch Hu es kol devarav. Hashem removed all his things. That his things refers to generations of wicked people. So he says here, let's see inside here. He says, every day a person is afflicted, according to Zishrei Tatka'ad Doris, 974 generations, Kumtu Bloes, they were removed before their time. Because Hashem saw nothing good was going to come of them. Kilo Mishum Masayim, he destroyed them because of their bad deeds. He knew what they were going to do bad. We wanted to go remove them in order to bring about this world of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So the normal understanding of this time of Eliyahu, I shouldn't say normal, but my understanding, which is one of the normal understandings, is that these are the previous worlds which HaKadosh Baruch Hu created and then destroyed. So every HaKadosh Baruch Hu is called the Varav. They were all swept away, even though they were part of God's plan, and then they were swept away afterwards because of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So obviously, if we were really bad, so Hashem will get rid of us too. Why is Hashem? So how we manage to survive? We're not so great, right? Why does Hashem just sweep us away like He did with those generations? So it must be that Hashem every day does this a chesed. And he punishes us gradually, and by giving us these afflictions and aggravations, which allow us to continue to survive, and we're not swept away. Okay, but those generations prior to this world, when they evidently had no merits or very few merits, because it was before Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov came along and brought monotheism and brought the proper values to the world, so they were destroyed. So on the account of our getting afflicted, we're able to have try and work on ourselves at the same time that we're being punished for what we're doing wrong. So because he wanted to have Avram Yitzchak Yaakov Amar and Hashem said Messiah give you Shamad Divrei Mipim. When will the time come and my words will be heard from their mouths? In other words, Hashem wanted to bring Avram Yitzchak Yaakov for them to teach the word of Hashem to the world and make the world a better place. Now, obviously, one can ask the question, which I don't have the answer for. So why not put Avram Yitzchak and Yaakov in those 974 generations? Why wait till after 974 generations and destroy them, and then bring Avram Yitzchak and Yaakov? So good question. There are many possible answers. I don't know a definitive answer. But the idea, obviously, is that Hashem, perhaps one of the ideas, I should say, is that Hashem wants to demonstrate that sometimes things are so bad you have to start from scratch. Sometimes they can be rectified, sometimes they can't. And so therefore, the symbol of that is that the previous generation was swept away, and our generation is not swept away, but Hashem works with us. As is, even in our, even in this world, the Mabul swept almost everybody away except for Noach. So there are times when really aspirants has to almost start from scratch. The point is that there's a lesson here, which is that things sometimes have to be radically redone. Okay, Shneimar, it says Lametzach means more David, a song for the conductor, which is a song for King David. Hashmai Mesapin Klokel, the heavens tell over the glory of God. So what do you mean? They can't tell over the story, tell anything. Mesapin means to tell a story. What story did they tell? The heaven doesn't talk. Matam Shemaim Mesapin Klokel. So what does it mean? The heaven says over the glory of Hashem. Shemaim Nivru Tchila. Shemaim was created first. Because and they're suitable to tell over the praise of Hashem. In other words, to show that how Hashem prepared everything for this world. It's not that they verbally tell over the honor of Hashem, but they indicate to us the honor of Hashem in how He prepared the world for us. Okay, so and it's not. It's not. It's a little. Well, let's see next one. We should call them the entire world: Adam, man, ubehema, animals, v'obashamayim, the birds of the skies. They are sustained from the work of heaven and earth, and heaven and earth here means the natural cycle, right? Where rain comes down, becomes waters the earth, evaporates again, comes down again, and the entire cycle here, not the spiritual cycle, the scientific cycle. So this is something which tells us that the world is the chesed of Hashem. Hashem created the world with this great chesed, which I'm not sure exactly how it relates to the previous paragraph, but I guess because the cycles as a result of Hashem's I don't know, maybe he explains down here. He says Shav Lamar. No, it's going back to some previous. Hashem does many kindnesses every day, like the miracles you mentioned. It means that the pasuk that the entire world is sustained by this cycle which Hakadosh Baruch Hu created. Yeah, so it's going back to that idea of the miracles every day. Because Nemar, all these miracles every day. That's this idea of Shemaim Mesapin Klokel. The heavens tell over the glory of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And because everything is sustained, B'shisha Chadashim Megalim Peros, B'choref, for 6 months, the fruit grows in the winter. In other words, it's formed on the tree. It becomes ripe in the summer. And they sustain all those things that exist in the world. And all Hashem's handiwork which He created in the world. So this idea is that Hashem created this cycle, and it's again, one can understand Shemaim Mesapin Klokel as being a spiritual inspiration from heaven, but he's not understanding that way here. The Tanna of Eliyahu, he's understanding as the physical, material glory of heaven, and that's the idea that we have this cycle of rain and growth sun and rain and causing the growth and things coming to fruition, literally coming full-fledged fruit. And that is something which Hashem every day. It's a miraculous thing. Dessler says that he says the truth is that Tchias HaMesim is no more miraculous than the growth of a grain. Says Tchias HaMesim, the resurrection of the dead, is the body rots in the ground, and then eventually Hashem resurrects it when the right time comes. Says it happens all the time. It happens every day. When a person plants a seed in the ground, the seed rots, and then it sprouts and becomes a new plant. So he says, so what's the difference? There is no difference. It says the difference is that one miracle we don't see very often. So therefore, it's if and when it does happen in Mirat Hashem, it's going to be a tremendous, amazing thing for us to see people actually having sprouted, so to speak, from the ground from their dead bodies. But we see every day that grain grows from the ground or produce grows from the ground. So therefore, we're not impressed by the miracle. But realize it's saying that this is all it's all miraculous. It's all miracle every day, and people, even the natural process, is itself a miracle. It's itself an extraordinary thing. Why should a seed rot and thus form a new plant? So so Hashem sustains the world that way. Okay, I think we'll stop here for today because the dog looks like it's a long thing. It's a new thing. Okay, have a good
Sounds good.
week.
Thank you, Rabbi. You too.
Good night.
Good night.